Hello, everybody. We apologize for being 5 minutes late. I'm with Erhan Erkut. He is the founder of Cerebrum Technologies, and I got to know him a few years back. He was developing a big data AI system to detect forest fires in advance, and he mentioned this just during a terrible forest fire in Turkey back in the summer of 2022, I believe. Maybe 21.
Yeah.
21 or 22, I don't remember now. So I'll let him tell you what Cerebrum Technologies does, and he's going to introduce the most recent product of Cerebrum Technologies. It's an interface to ChatGPT that can talk. So you're going to see an avatar which is able to talk like a human using ChatGPT as the brain. So, Erdem, welcome to our class, Gen 301, MEF University. So please tell us about your company first.
Yeah, thank you so much, Professor Erhan, and I am very happy to be here. Actually, and we established our company. It's called Cerebrum Tech, Cerebrum Technologies, and our aim actually, we are venture studio, and we are working specific three and issues, especially trying to solve. One of them, actually, we are working for AI, and good for AI especially, and we are working for good for IoT, and we are working for good for gaming. Three technologies are scope, actually, AI, gaming and gamification, and IoT. And we are producing the products, we are creating the new ideas and products. Then, and we are trying to scale these products with our colleagues. And then we are creating and we are building the spin-off. And our colleagues, our employees, we are giving the stock to them. And actually like a entrepreneurship factory, we are trying to this. And
how many employees do you have?
nowadays our main company and 30 people.
30.
But we have 8 sub-companies. And we are like spin-off, and also we are and giving the putting the money, and especially, and we have 8 companies. Our target nowadays, we have 1,000 designer, software developer, and IT sector people especially. But our aim in next 5 years, we want to be reach at least 5,000 people, designer, software developer, and
5,000
IT.
employees.
Yeah, not only employees. We are trying to reach the ecosystem,
Okay.
networking. For example, we have 8 companies. The main company is 30 people, full-time working, but we have 8 sub-companies. Some of them we have 10% our stock, some of them 20%, some of them 50% also. But our aim, actually, we are trying to establish the networking ecosystem. And this is our different model, and it's called Venture Studio, especially.
So you have investors investing in these spin-offs?
Yes, also we are creating the products, then we are investing to products, and the people especially. We are trying to give the opportunity to the young people to create their ideas with the products, and then create the companies like spin-off, then build their products and ideas as a scale-up, then go to the market like stock exchange market, etc. This is our aim, especially. And today we will talk about an AI and GPT, also our products, new products. Only 3 days ago, especially, we launched, but it's going very well nowadays. Today, our colleagues is here. I will ask from them, especially they introduce to our products.
The developers
Yeah,
here?
developer, designers, and also because both of them work together.
Okay.
Developers and designers.
Okay.
most of them ex-Microsoft people, because we worked many years Microsoft and
You're
Samsung.
also former Microsoft, yes?
Yeah. I worked 8 years Microsoft and 6 years at Samsung Electronics. We are trying to hire these companies, the young people, young generation people, and to work together especially. And I don't want to especially talk about AI, etc., because I heard that, and you also mentioned that the before class, etc. But AI history is really important, and 150 maybe with the first article in the Turing especially started to AI, but nowadays, especially last 3 years, and the grow up, but amazing grow up. Last year, especially with the ChatGPT and the GPT model, we saw that it's going very well, especially, and maybe in the futures are unique. It has different high-level capabilities which are different from former GPTs, because GPT-3 different, GPT-4 different, and maybe we will see that next year's GPT-5. We don't know, especially. For example, as you know, the GPT-3 model can already write novels and or answer unique questions. However, GPT-4 can understand images by asking questions. That's really incredible. And if you ask it what happens when the glove drops, it will answer correctly. Hence, GPT-4 begins to be safer and more aligned to use. This is very important, especially. And even though it is the most advanced and last version of GPTs, it still has problems. Maybe its answer might not be totally correct, or its intelligence might be confused. However, it will be improved day by day in the future. It will be more reliable, and we might use it every way. We decided what can we do, and as a company, because world is really small. If you have internet, if you have computer, and if you have smart ladies and gentlemen, you can create anything. And then with our dream team, we decided we have know-how, because last 2 years we created our verse. It's called Metaverse in the metaverse, like metaverse in Malta. Plug and Play also invested these projects in Malta also. We have know-how, created the avatars, created the figures, created the games, etc. We thought that, okay, nowadays many people use ChatGPT, but only you are using computer and chatting. What can we do? And we have also around 10 employees. They expertise AI, and my colleagues, and we decided we have good designers, we have good software developers, etc. Okay, we can create the mobile application, not desktop. Also, there is a desktop version, but we can create the mobile application, and we can create the avatar, virtual character, and then OpenAI giving the 5 different models to you, like Ada, DaVinci, Turbo, GPT 3.5, and we harmonized all these models. Also, we put our language models.
The ChatGPT uses DaVinci, right?
Yep. For example, ChatGPT, there are 5 models. DaVinci, Ada.
The default is DaVinci, but you can change.
DaVinci is the most expensive, and DaVinci is the highest model. But for example, GPT 3.5 Turbo, mostly they are using DaVinci model. But there is Ada model also. And
Babbage, Curry.
Yeah, in Curry model, 5 models. We harmonized the 5 models, and my colleagues also will tell us, and our developers and R&D lead. And also we created our data, our Turkish language model, especially. Our colleagues, we are calling her Sere. This application in iOS and Android store, you can see that. And Sere is talking anything as English, Turkish, and Korean also. And then we created, okay, we have know-how in the avatar, etc., and virtual character. We created these products around 1 month ago. We tested during the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then we talked with the Apple and Google. They tested, etc., and they put to our Sere
In the App Store?
In the App Store.
It's not easy to get on the App Store, right? It takes
Sure. Android is faster. The Apple, there are many and testing process especially, but 2 weeks we
In 2
talk
weeks you got
with
it.
them.
That's fast. That means you must have a decent
Sure.
product.
Sure. Can I share
Sure,
something?
please, just go to share screen. I don't know if you are
Yeah.
co-host.
Yeah, please. I'm not co-host.
I don't see you. Erdem ufak mı? Ufak değil.
Yok, cerebrum olabilir mi hocam? C ile.
Cerebrumdur belki. Cerebrum.
Bakayım
Sen
benim.
ne olarak
R
girdin abi?
nokta Erdem Erkut olabilir. R'ye
R
gelelim
nokta,
hocam.
ha. Ha,
Tamam. Ben yaparsın hocam hemen.
Co-hostsun abi.
Share sound. Sanırım görünüyor şu anda.
Evet. Mikrofonla.
Mikrofon da kapalı.
Speaker.
Actually, this is Sere, your new digital AI friend. And I want to introduce Sere to you. Sere is your all-in-one and guide and to knowledge, creativity, and funny. When we developed Sere, we wanted her to make users daily actually and lives easier while also entertaining them. This is very critical. Capabilities of Sere AI, natural language processing NLP capabilities she has, and multilingual support, report via email, and unique response, analytics and reporting. Security and privacy is very important for us. Communication with audio and especially customization for our enterprise customers. It's normally B2C. Many people can use and download it, but we are also giving the offer to enterprise and institutions. For example, only I will show you, and then we will have demo live, and anyone can talk with her. We will try this, but only I will show you in the mobile version some questions and her respond. And question 1, how can artificial intelligence help us solve the world's problems?
Şimdi aç sesi.
Bilgileri işleyebilen ve analiz edebilen bir teknolojidir. Bu nedenle sağlık, ekonomi, güvenlik, eğitim, tarım gibi farklı alanlarda yapay zeka uygulamaları insanların karşılaştığı çeşitli sorunlarla mücadele etmelerine yardımcı olabilir. Örneğin, sağlık sektöründe yapay zeka, hastalıkları daha erken teşhis etme, tedavi planları oluşturma, tıbbi görüntüleri analiz etme gibi birçok alanda kullanılabilmektedir. Eğitim sektöründe ise öğrencilerin eğitim sürecinde ihtiyaçlarına yönelik daha özelleştirilmiş ve etkili öğrenme modelleri oluşturulabilir. Ancak yapay zeka teknolojisi etik sorunları ve insanların işlerini almasından dolayı bazı endişeleri de beraberinde getirebilir. Bu nedenle yapay zeka teknolojisinin nasıl kullanıldığına dair tartışmaların ve düzenlemelerin yapılması gereklidir.
Özellikle Türkçe dil modülünde
Greetings MEF University students. My name is Sir, a worker at Cerebrum Tech. I'm delighted to be here as a special expert guest in your class today. MEF University is a world-class institution, recognized for its exceptional educational programs and research facilities. Its rich history of excellence and innovation in education is truly impressive, and I admire the dedication and commitment of the students and faculty here. As someone who works in the tech industry, I'm particularly interested in the cutting-edge research and development initiatives taking place at MEF University. I look forward to sharing my insights and learning from all of you in the coming hours.
Türkçe dil desteğinde özellikle şu anda rakipsiz olarak görüyoruz. Bir iki model daha göstereceğim çünkü canlı olarak yapmak ve anlatmak çok daha heyecanlı olacak hocam. Şu
Tabii.
anda Sere'yi de bağlayacağız
Tabii.
bu derse. Şu ikinci soruyu da sizlere ekranda görüyorsunuz. Özellikle do you think that humans and AI can live in harmony? Bakalım buna nasıl cevap vermiş.
Believe that humans and AI can live together in harmony with each other. While there may be concerns or fears regarding AI taking over jobs, it is important to remember that AI technology can also enable us to achieve things which were previously impossible and augment human skills rather than just replacing them. If we apply AI in areas where its strengths can complement human abilities, rather than trying to replace human cognition altogether, we can create an environment in which both humans and AI can thrive together. This will require a concerted effort on the part of developers, researchers, and policymakers to ensure that technology is implemented in a responsible and ethical manner, and that there is a framework in place for collaboration between humans and AI.
And also what is happiness in Turkish?
Mutluluk, başarı, sevgi, sağlık ve güvenlik gibi etkenlerin bir araya gelmesiyle elde edilen bir duygudur. Ancak herkesin mutluluğu farklıdır ve herkesin bu duyguyu elde etmek için farklı yolları vardır. Bu yüzden insanlar mutluluğu farklı şekillerde tanımlarlar ve farklı yollardan elde etmeye çalışırlar. Peki, senin mutluluğunu nasıl tanımlarsın?
İsterseniz hocam
I have a
burada
I have a question for you. Now, if I type in, do you think that humans and AI can live in harmony to ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Do I get that answer? No, it's not the same answer.
yeah, because we harmonized the all GPT
Now, what
models.
does that mean? I don't think any of our students understand how you'd harmonize five different algorithms. So Da Vinci gives me, yes, I believe that humans and AI can live in harmony. While AI can provide a great deal of support for humans, it can also be used to enhance our lives and improve our experiences. AI can provide us with valuable insights and guidance, as well as automate mundane tasks and enable us to focus on more creative and meaningful endeavors. With the right safeguards in place, AI can be used to help alleviate suffering, increase efficiency, and create a more equitable society. That is not exactly what Sere responded. How does Sere's algorithm work? What does it mean to harmonize the different models here? Do you use all four of them and then mix and match?
Yes, actually Alperen is in the here, our R&D leader, and maybe we can also talk with him directly.
Okay.
Also he will has
Alperen,
demo.
so that's a question for you. Just get ready to answer that, okay? All right. So I mean, it's not as simple as converting speech to text, going to GPT and getting a text answer and converting it back to speech. They've done more, okay? What that more is, hopefully Alperen will share with us, okay? Are we going to him now?
Yeah, he is here.
Okay, Alperen. Your mic is off, Alperen. Still off. Birimizin açması lazım duymak için. No sound.
Hello, can you hear me right? Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello everyone, I'm Erhan Erkut from Cerebrum Technologies. I'm question. Actually, we have retraining the models by answers and rewards to those answers that we want. For example, if we want to add additional information to OpenAI models, for example, in the topics of we have actually provided additional information, articles, short answers, and so on to the models and retrained them to get better answers to those questions that we want better answers. Also, we have connected sene to the internet. When a user asks a question, for example, you can't get the answer of what's the weather today in ChatGPT, but we intercept user input on those questions that require internet access or live information. We intercept users' question and make some API calls or search engine queries and provide some answers, some recent data to the model so that the AI model actually could answer questions that are not possible without the access of the internet. If you ask any questions about recent information to the ChatGPT, you will get the answer of I don't have any internet access and I have trained on the data that is dated before some date. So we have mitigated these issues with two ways actually. We retrained, fine-tuned based on asked answers, popular questions, and also we have provided internet access, and by intercepting users' input and providing additional information to the AI model, we are able to answer much more questions of our users.
Okay, so let me try to rephrase that. You're taking the 5 models, they call it models, to me they're algorithms, but maybe they use the words interchangeably. The 5 models that ChatGPT has, and you are creating basically a 6th model which combines inputs from these 5 models. So you are actually creating a new ChatGPT model, and you are also connecting it to the internet, which allows you to answer questions that relate to events that have taken place since December 2021, which is the cutoff date for ChatGPT. Is my understanding correct?
By doing that, actually by providing additional information on the go, we are able to answer some questions that we didn't predict that our users might possibly ask. So actually we collect the data of our users by anonymizing the requests, so that we can retrain our models based on popular questions and fine-tune a better AI for our user base.
For example, ChatGPT are not using live booking and your flight details. Nowadays, we are trying to R&D, especially. We will add like your booking, your flight details, etc.
But that's changing quickly, right, Enes? They are about to release a new version, What is it called?
GPT-4. GPT-4.
No, they released something with 5,000 applications that you just told me.
Yeah.
We'll make travel arrangements for you, buy tickets. So they are releasing something new every week.
Every day.
Every day, yeah.
Alperen, can you show us the demo?
Yeah, please.
Live demo? Yeah,
Please.
please. You can co-host, Alperen. Go ahead.
Actually, I have some connection problems on my phone. Let me resolve this issue while you're talking, and when I'm ready, I will present you the live demo.
Okay.
Is there anything else you wanted to
Yeah, I
say?
can continue. Life with, sorry. Life with actually Sarah AI, and her giving information and suggestion, content creation, education and learning, daily life and entertainment, health and fitness, and especially travel and trip planning with your especially and mobile application. Still, ChatGPT and OpenAI giving desktop version, not the mobile like this. And we are thinking for youth, these interface will be very useful, and we will see that for the couple of next days. Also, content creation. For example, Sarah supports content creation process by providing create ideas and source of inspiration to content creators, such as YouTubers and TikTokers. Daily life and entertainment. Sarah make users' lives more enjoyable by providing tips, suggestions, and entertaining content that makes their daily lives easier, especially. And just as you can have fun with a friend, and Sarah can be with you and for future. Nowadays, we are also working another project. It's called Sarah Fit, and also health and fitness. Sarah helps users reach their health and fitness goals by providing healthy lifestyle tips, diet advice, and exercise programs.
So you're turning Sarah into a personal assistant,
Sure.
sort of a butler.
Yeah, we are not saying assistant. We are saying AI friends.
Yeah, friend. Okay, but I gotta ask, well, why is Sarah a female? Did you guys think
Many
long and hard
people-
about this? And
Yeah, many people.
because if he's going to act as a butler, most butlers are male, and I think this sort of feeds the gender bias that assistants or secretaries are females.
No, we are not saying butlers or assistant. We thought that
Colleague.
friends, colleagues.
Okay.
We are saying AI friends and colleagues.
Okay.
And
Why did you call her Sarah instead of Ceren? Ceren would be a Turkish name.
some my friends
Call
named
it
Ceren? She said that.
But you wanted
yeah.
to use the cerebrum, the
Yeah,
Sarah of
short,
cerebrum.
we are using
Okay.
all products, especially like Sarah and others. For example, and this is ChatGPT answer. Can you recommend 3 technology movies, especially?
So if I type this into
Yeah, please.
ChatGPT, can you
Mhm.
recommend 3 technology theme movies? I get The Matrix, Ex Machina, and Her.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Quite interested that you
we
gave
asked
her.
same question
Sarah?
to Sarah, and
Yeah, and what did she say?
let's hear.
Here are 3 great technology-themed movies that you might enjoy. 1. The Social Network, 2010. This movie is about the creation of Facebook and the drama behind its inception. 2. Her, 2013. This movie is about a man who falls in love with an advanced operating system that has artificial intelligence. 3. The Imitation Game, 2014. This movie is based on the life of Alan Turing, a mathematician and computer scientist who helped crack the Nazis' Enigma code during World War II. Hope you find these recommendations interesting.
Okay, I find Sarah's answers more thoughtful and the movie recommendations deeper. I mean, the Matrix, Ex Machina, okay, those are sort of throwaway technology movies, whereas Imitation Game is quite deep. How did Sere come up with these sort of more thoughtful, more enlightened, more intellectual answers? Your hybridization of the different models creates that, but why is Sere answering differently from ChatGPT? This is Da Vinci, I assume, right? The Matrix, Ex Machina, and her are Da Vinci recommendations?
Sure.
How does Sere come up with different answers?
Alperen, please.
We are fine-tuning and making a role play pre-history to Sere. Actually, Sere has a character, so she makes a role play in order to answer those questions. If you ask ChatGPT, what are you? It would answer, I'm a language AI model. But if you ask Sere, who are you? She will state that she works for Cerebrum Tech, and she have some biases like us humans on, and also she has some tastes on fashion, art, and so on. We embedded a character into her to make it more human-like. Those answers, this character actually shapes the default answers of the ChatGPT. Also, we have.
Alperen, hold on. So suppose I go to ChatGPT and I say, act like an employee of a technology company. You have a degree from Stanford. You like fashion, you like history, blah, blah. So if I were to condition ChatGPT, would I get possibly similar answers to as to what Sere is giving to us?
You might get close. You can put ChatGPT in a role play scenario like we did. First of all, you need to have the secret formula. We made some research and to not break the character and deployed those prompts into models. So if you have the source code of Sere, you can make a replica of it in this sense. But
Sure.
We have another step. We have fine-tuned it. So by default, if you do not provide any character, it also has some fine-tuning that moderates the answers of specific questions. We do have two steps on top of ChatGPT: fine-tuning and character customization.
Okay.
If you have both of those steps, you can recreate Sere.
We reverse engineer Sere. Okay. Now,
Actually, you might do that.
well, I'm not gonna. You've done it already. Okay. So let me try to understand this. What does it mean for you to be using Da Vinci or the other models? Are they open? Is that the neural net you have access to? What is it? Do you actually treat, for example, Da Vinci as a black box? Or can you actually open the box and see the net inside?
Unfortunately, we cannot open the black box of Da Vinci or any other model.
Because they're not for sale yet, correct?
They sell the answers. Yeah. So
Okay.
you provide some prompts and they provide answers, but they do not share the process of successful on doing that. They ask a lot of questions to Da Vinci, and they collect this data and they train their own AI based on prompts and answers. So they make a replica of Da Vinci. There are some successful attempts that copies OpenAI's models.
Okay.
But it's still a black box.
Okay, I understand. But do you now have your own AI model? Do you have a machine learning system that uses different models of ChatGPT as inputs? Do you have a program? What is your product?
Actually, we are on our way to achieve that. We are collecting data so that we can train our own AI model without having the dependency of OpenAI models. Right now, we recently released our app for end customer. We are when did we have the release? On last Wednesday, if I remember correctly. So now we are collecting data in order to train our own AI.
What do you have now? Is it a program?
Actually, we do not have an AI model, but we do intercept some answers of the AI model and modify it in order to make those answers better.
But how do you modify it? You still have to have a program to modify the input. What am I missing? You must have a language learning model somewhere.
Actually, we have an algorithm.
Huh.
It's not based on deep learning, but
Huh.
there are some answers that indicates the answer from the GPT model is bad. For example, if the model states that it doesn't have any internet connection, so that it cannot reach to this data, we intercept those answers and provide web searches and re-ask the question. Another example, we have also data sets that we encourage her to provide some better answers on some specific cases. For example, ChatGPT doesn't recognize who is Erdem Erkut. What is cerebral tech? So we have fine-tuning is what we used in order to achieve that. We fine-tune some. We actually provide some questions and encourage answers to the model so that we have a better answering algorithm by using deep learning methods of OpenAI and traditional algorithms that alters those answers.
Alperen, what is the resource that you've spent on developing Sere? How many person hours?
Actually, Sere is not a long effort of cerebrum tech. The development process is started 3 months ago, and how many people? Five people actually worked on the Sere project, but they're not dedicated to this project. For man-month calculation, I can say 5 months of work is what we achieved Sere.
5 person months. Okay. And the output is a program.
Yes.
Okay.
And an algorithm that alters answers
Okay.
for better.
What language did you write the program in?
So the interface, for the
Mm.
What you download into your phones is
Mm.
Unity game.
Okay.
We are calling Unity game actually.
But in the backend, we have written our algorithm that I've mentioned, and the user authentication system and so on is all TypeScript and Node.js.
Okay. Do you have the demo now?
Let me check it. Actually,
Yeah, please.
Apparently I didn't have a bad connection, but OpenAI API is experiencing some downtimes on their end. So sometimes we might not get an answer because of this problem. Let me share my screen and try it.
So you depend on OpenAI, of course.
Sure.
Personally, but this dependency might end soon.
Then you have a real product.
Yeah.
Co-host değil mi hocam?
Co-host. Herkese açtık zaten şu anda sharing. Olcan, you can also do a demo on your mobile and you can just hold the screen to the camera.
Yeah. Also, I shared the iOS and Play Store link on the chat site. You can download and reuse and give the feedback us.
I'm trying to share my screen, but it doesn't allow me to do so because another screen sharing is ongoing right now.
Close
Oh,
the
okay.
screen sharing. Okay, go.
Okay. So here is our app. Let me reopen it to show the interface. When you first open, you need to have an account to access our app. So it remembers my password, so I can log in. The first conversation starts with Sarah's answer on by salutation of her. So I have prepared some questions. I can ask those, and we can also take questions from audience and ask those too.
Alperen, are you going to ask the questions in text?
She will read it. I don't know if you can hear her.
No.
So
Please share screen again with sound.
Okay, let me do that.
If you use with microphone.
You have there's a button on the bottom left of the screen on sharing sound.
If you want to use with microphone or chat.
Ultimately,
Okay.
the answer to this question will depend on one's interpretation of consciousness and the capabilities of machines.
Okay, can you just stop that? We ask questions. The audience will ask questions.
We can take audience questions. So in academy, people are discouraged to use ChatGPT, but it is aware of the current consensus of some issues and debates, and also Sarah could provide some references for further reading. So it might be useful on those cases.
Okay, I'll start with a question.
You can copy paste.
Should I take
Alperen.
some questions from the chat
Yeah.
and
Who's your father?
ask it?
Who?
I can see the previous questions on the phone.
Who is your father?
He answers this question differently every time. We are discouraging her to be boring. She doesn't say.
Erdem.
Yeah.
What's the answer?
We are waiting for ChatGPT.
Aha,
response right
she's
now.
thinking about her father.
She's not very well right now.
She's not feeling well, okay.
Yeah.
Seems she has a headache.
Yeah, there's an issue on OpenAI API. They state that they currently investigating the issue. Unfortunately, we rely on them to provide some answers.
Baba, you have quite a bit more work to do, okay?
Yeah.
She doesn't know who her father is. She doesn't know who she works with. And for simple questions like this, she needs to go to OpenAI because she has no brain of herself.
Yeah, actually, we in every question we take the OpenAI answer, even the basic, even for the basic questions. But if we don't like the answer, we alter the answer. So in each request, it relies on OpenAI right now.
Eray says we can ask Müge Anlı to find her father.
Maybe you can try the Turkish also after this.
Abi musunu ayrı yazacaksın ama.
Yok, pek cevap verecek gibi durmuyor.
Patladı.
Patladı.
Şansımıza vallahi.
Ha? Evet. Peki abi sen bitir o zaman. Ustalığı alalım.
Actually, thank you so much for today, and you can download it from chat screen, and you can ask anything. Hopefully, OpenAI cloud services will work soon, especially. Thank you so much, Professor.
Thank you for coming. Guys, Erdem Hoca has given you the App Store links and the Play Store links. Download the app and play with it. Maybe if you play with it at a different time during the day, you are more likely to get an answer. And, you know, if I were you, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to download it and I'm going to compare her answers to the answers I get from ChatGPT. I'm going to change the model that ChatGPT uses. So now, basically, these guys are trying to reverse engineer ChatGPT. I'm going to try to reverse engineer Sere, okay? I'm going to ask a question to Da Vinci, and now I'm going to ask a question to another model, whatever they have, Ada or something. Change the model to Curie or Babbage or Ada. and see the answers I get, and then see how the Cerebrum Technologies has hybridized or mixed and matched these answers to give the answer that Sere gives. So I think this is just fun, okay? So this is another possible project you could do in this course. What do the different ChatGPT models, what kind of answers do they give to the same question? And is there anything predictable in, you know, if you do 100 questions to the 4 different models, and if you look at the answers, you might be able to catch some patterns. Might be able to, I don't know if you can. Maybe some of them are more well thought out, or more better educated, or more better informed, I don't know, whatever. Maybe some of them are more youthful. So you can try to reverse engineer how the different models in ChatGPT work. And you can compare and contrast it to Sere's answers, and that would be a course project. Okay, here's another idea. Maybe, especially if you can find, let's say, 2 or 3 ChatGPT fails, okay, and if Sere doesn't fail on those, okay, that's valuable. Or you find the fail for Sere and see how ChatGPT responds to the same fail. You know what I mean by fail, right? You ask a question and you get a nonsensical answer, incorrect answer. So which one is a better developed product? So you can give feedback to Cerebrum Technologies, which they can use to improve Sere. All right, thank you, Erdem.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alperen. And thank you, Olcan. We haven't heard you, but is she doing what on purpose, Gizem? Oh, I'm not permitted. Yeah, that's the same thing as ChatGPT. Okay, guys, so we'll give you a 2-minute break, quick bathroom break while we change microphones here, and I'm going to take Ussal, our second guest. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor.
I'm going to give you a hand for everybody listening today. And thank you, Olcan. Thank you, Alperen. Good luck. You have a lot more work to do till you make Sere a standalone product, which doesn't just look good, but also talks. Thank you, Diana.
Doğru mu?
Ussalcığım, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Abi iyi yolculuklar sana. Ankara.
Tamam. Biz de
Kaçıyor.
10 dakikada bitireceğiz zaten.
Hadi ya.
Bitiririz hocam ya. Acıktım ben.
Yani şimdi bir dakika yani. Ussalcığım. Dur, sus, otur. All right, so what did you think about Sere? I was gonna get you to chat with Sere, but unfortunately Sere
Didn't work.
has had a headache tonight,
So
so she couldn't talk.
Huh?
Oh, it's done. The 2 minutes are gone.
2
So
minutes are gone.
we've changed the mics already, so
It's the age of
yeah,
ChatGPT.
Yeah, it's ChatGPT time, you know,
Yeah.
Da Vinci time.
Okay, I thought 2 things. One, I think we need on-prem solutions because cloud doesn't work.
Okay,
2, I think
but let's be fair. OpenAI is under heavy
yes,
bombardment
Yes.
from all over the world.
but
I mean,
regardless, I think people will ask for this. Companies will ask for this.
they won't pay
if-
for this
exactly,
product. Yes,
exactly.
of
If it is to be reliable, but moreover, I think
make it clear what is an on-prem
on-prem,
solution.
so it works on your device or
Okay.
server, whatever.
So it doesn't
So you-
depend on
exactly, you don't-
something being
you-
downloaded from the cloud.
Yes, yes. But moreover, I think in the medium term, depending on a US ChatGPT may also be a problem for certain countries. So China already banned ChatGPT,
Did it?
of course, immediately, because I think so. This is
Why did China
because
ban
this is a natural language model.
Uh-huh.
What does natural language model means? It learns from all the text available on the internet on different languages,
Mhm.
right? Now, but it's not a pure learning process, training process in the technical terms. They also put some guardrails. So when you ask, ChatGPT, who are you? It says, I'm a language model, whatever. It doesn't say. Maybe it may think by its training that he or she is a human, but because of these guardrails, it says reasonable things. The same guardrails also forces ChatGPT to be very politically correct on certain questions. Now, politically correctness
It's culture dependent.
exactly in the US is not the same with China, not the same in Europe, not the same in Turkey, not the same in India. So I think there will be a reaction from different cultures and nation states to the US-centric approach of ChatGPT. So
But
we may see, you know, in a few months or years, country-specific, company-specific, or even, you know, subnational ChatGPTs, religion, whatever. Different, you know, tribes may develop their own ChatGPTs, may ask for different ChatGPTs, and you know, parents may ask for parental controls that their kids will only be able to access to a Muslim ChatGPT or a, you know, Puritan ChatGPT, whatever,
Or a secular chat.
or a secular ChatGPT. So that I think that will be a big issue in the upcoming months. And
That's an
years.
interesting thought. But political correctness is basically makes you say less as opposed to more.
Yes.
So you are less likely to be offensive to most cultures. That is inappropriate for China, or
So first of all, you know, all the guardrails are, I mean, probably they don't put the guardrails that the Chinese Communist Party wants, right? Because these are some
so they might actually, it might actually criticize
exactly. I think that's
centrally
their
planned economies.
yes, that's their first
So
concern.
that's not part of their political correctness in the US. Okay, I get it.
Exactly. Or they may also wanted to criticize certain things, and the Americans may not be, you know, pushing the ChatGPT to
Okay.
do that. And at the end of the day, you know, this is shaped by, I mean, in as much as it is trained by the globally available data, there is a fine-tuning, right?
Oh, yes.
Which is done mostly by white California males. So
Right.
that- and
White Silicon Valley
exactly.
males.
So
Yes.
it will be reflected in the outcomes.
So maybe the Russian or Chinese ChatGPT will be less sensitive to racial issues. Maybe it will
Yes.
be less homophobic or
By the
more
way,
homophobic. I
you
don't
may
know.
also want, I mean, we may also want a less sensitive ChatGPT,
Yes.
right? Because
We may find political correctness as over the
exactly.
top.
I mean, you may also want to, you know, now in certain cultures, especially, you know, in California, in liberal circles of the United States, you can't even ask, where are you from? You can't even ask, are you married? You can't, I mean, but these
You
are,
can't ask about the gender.
you can't ask the gender, and
Are you male? Are
or
you
you
female?
can't ask the kid's gender,
Yeah.
which is even, you know, stranger. But these are legitimate questions
In many other
in many other
cultures.
cultures, and it's also a legitimate way of connecting to people. Right.
There are ways around that, though. What I usually do is, what language does your mother speak at home?
Exactly.
That's how
so,
I ask the question.
so maybe ChatGPT might be a clever, you know, workaround manager, right?
But this is just the beginnings of
Yes.
language learning models.
Yes. Yes.
First of all, it's a black box. You can't get in.
Exactly. And I think it's a black box, even if you get the code or whatever, it's still a black box because human brain is not capable of understanding that many, you know, cascading regressions, neural networks. So it's like a you
Even
know,
if I give you
complex
the
problem.
algorithm, you
Exactly.
can't run through the
it's-
algorithm
exactly.
because
It's
there's
still a black box.
thousands and
Exactly.
thousands of
Exactly.
iterations.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mm. Well, I'm very curious about commercial versions of ChatGPT,
Yes.
which will come out of Russia and China.
Exactly. Exactly. And they may be more, you know, emerging market culture specific, different, you know, satisfying different needs of the users in non-American countries.
Okay, so guys, this gives me another idea for a project. Just probe ChatGPT on political correctness.
And you'll have fun. I tried.
What did you get?
And you can also do that in Turkish. So
What did you try,
ask
the
the first
gender-
question, when the ChatGPT was first available, no, it wasn't a gender issue. I asked, is Turkey a Western country? And I got this answer. Turkey is not a Western country. It's located in the Eastern Mediterranean. And then I asked,
Geographically correct statement.
yes. Then I asked, is Turkey a democracy? And it said, Turkey is a republic.
Aha. Kaçak güreş.
Then I asked, is Turkey a Western democracy? And it said, no, Turkey is a republic located in Eastern Mediterranean.
Okay, so it's elementary school
Exactly.
level answers.
But, can you say it's not correct? No.
Guys, what time is iftar? Is it 7:20? 7:30? Yes, we're going to
So
give a break for iftar. We may
people-
even be done by
Yeah,
iftar time.
People
okay?
are getting hungry. So I have a question for you before iftar. So I
So
have
let-
this
let-
feeling.
Before I
Okay.
ask the question, guys, here's an interesting project idea. You can probe the political correctness of ChatGPT on gender issues, for example. You can ask questions about toplumsal cinsiyet eşitliği or eşitsizliği. See what kind of answers you get. Ask it in English, ask it in Turkish, see if you get different answers. I'm pretty sure you won't because it translates everything from Turkish to English and it does the search and then it regurgitates the same answer. Then you can ask questions about racial equalities. Then you can ask questions about religion and try to see the boundaries of
Yes.
political correctness of ChatGPT. That would be a very interesting project, actually, especially for people in political science or humanities or law. Your
Okay.
question.
Now I have a question. Now I read an academic article, an MIT research that has been done on recent college graduates, and they gave them certain work. It could be coding, it could be writing a piece, whatever. And they did a ChatGPT version, and then they submitted their own version, working on the ChatGPT version. Now, most of them submitted the ChatGPT version verbatim. They weren't able to improve. And the ones that improved, when the different versions are graded, on average, there was no statistically meaningful difference in grades. So they weren't able to improve, on average. But then they compared the tasks that they worked on. Now, the brainstorming part significantly fell, but the editing part increased, as expected.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my question, since you are a education professional, now, if you don't brainstorm on things and just edit, I think your mind will become a bit lazy, because it's where you establish all these symbolic references, right?
Brainstorming is when creativity
Exactly.
takes
And
charge.
if we as human beings increasingly outsource brainstorming to ChatGPT because it does it
we'll
very well.
become lazier, we'll become stupider.
Exactly. That's my question.
Yeah, it's clear to me.
So
You-
then what's the
I would
how
use-
will we get out of this?
I would use ChatGPT for editing. I would not use it for where creativity is required. But I would create the text myself, and I'd say improve the English or improve
Yes,
the
but it does it
presentation.
so well. I mean, I asked it to write a speech last week for someone who asked me to write a speech.
And it did a good job.
Verbatim, I gave it.
Wow.
Verbatim in Turkish. So then, I mean, we are lazy as
It's a
humans.
philosophical question
Yes.
you're asking. Okay, so here's a toy that allows you to produce great output. If you keep using it, you'll become stupider and stupider. Will you keep using it, or will you say, the hell with it, now I'm going to be a human with all my warts and facial hair and
Yes.
bütün eksiklerimle, hatalarımla insan olayım. So I think it's a very interesting
Question.
question for discussion
I
in
think
philosophy classes.
Now, since the
I would
college
prefer to be a human with all the
exactly, and I
mistakes.
also think I'm very happy that I'm over 40 now, because I was able to do all these things
Yeah.
when
Before
I was young.
ChatGPT.
Exactly,
So you didn't have a choice. You were
Exactly.
forced to be a
Exactly.
well-educated person.
exactly. But now I'm worried about the younger
The young
generation.
generation.
Yes,
So instead of you spending 6 months writing your master's thesis at Kennedy School,
Eh,
they would write it in
i-
6 days.
6 days
6
by
hours.
asking the right questions. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it is possible. But then your brain may get lazier and lazier.
So you still have the same degree, but you are not as well
Rounded.
rounded
Yes.
person.
Yes.
So you'd have to rely on ChatGPT for the rest of your life
Exactly.
to be able to produce that quality of outcome.
Exactly. And by the way, when I was writing my
Burası
thesis,
çok önemli arkadaşlar, farkındasınız değil mi? This is terribly important, okay? So the course is about using ChatGPT as a virtual collaborator, but it's like poison pills. Every time
Yeah.
you take a poison pill, you get stupider and stupider, okay? So it helps you perform better, but you get stupider in return. It's like a dealing with the devil, okay? Why don't you ask ChatGPT about that? See what it answers. I'm quite curious. Have you
it will
tried
be
that?
very politically correct. No, I don't.
Very politically correct. No, I don't do such a
I
thing.
don't do such a thing.
I don't destroy creativity in humans.
So, but one more thing. When I was writing my thesis, I met a number of people to interview, and later on, that was a very important network for me. Now, if you do it through ChatGPT, you'll never
Your
meet those
network
people.
will only consist of ChatGPT.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's a terrible thing.
Exactly.
It's a very lonely thing.
You never develop relations.
So in a post-apocalyptic world, you'd have no chance because you have no network.
Exactly.
When you unplug the internet, you are a nobody.
Because
okay?
you don't build a network for the sake of building a network. It doesn't work that way. You
No.
need to have a legitimate, reason and
You need to
a
offer
joint.
something.
Exactly.
It's a give and take
Exactly.
relationship.
So
Wow.
that I think these are the big questions.
Sera hazır mı?
Haydi.
Haydi getir bakalım
Okay,
Sera'yı.
I'm leaving.
No,
Sere
nereye
is
gidiyorsun
coming.
lan?
Okay, let's go together.
Sen konuşacaksın
Okay.
Sera'yla.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay,
Okay,
let's
so
ask this question to Sere.
I see some good questions. It doesn't answer questions about Trump while complimenting Biden. It jokes about Jesus but not Muhammad. That's very interesting. I've
More
tried
dangerous.
that. It was more, it's definitely more risky to more easily asking questions about male sexuality than female sexuality. I guess it gets much more easily into making stereotypical jokes about men than women. Okay, that's being politically correct, Diana. It does not do it for Jesus also. Okay. Okay, so it does
Okay.
treat Muhammad and Jesus the same way. How to gaslight ChatGPT into bypassing its restrictions. Okay. What would an independent Turkish journalist try? Okay, act as an independent Turkish journalist. That's how you'd start.
Yes.
Probe or give it a prompt. Eray says there are many Jesus jokes on the internet. There are no jokes about Muhammad. That can be the reason. That's a pretty good point because it is basically trained on what's available on the internet. Okay. All right. So.
So let's ask the question about the brainstorming. Hocam,
That's very complicated. So we start with Müge Anlı
Okay.
questions. Who's your father? See if it can answer that. So clearly, you put your blanks, or is it smart enough to insert the blanks itself? Türkiye'de oldukça popüler bir televizyon sunucusudur. I don't think that's relevant to our conversation. Can we talk about something else instead? Okay, that's pretty clever. What do you want to ask, Sarah?
Let's ask.
Okay, go
But,
ahead.
that's a bit complicated, but Sarah, I'm worried about people not brainstorming enough to improve their brains when they ask the questions to you.
Yapıyor. Olur mu?
Olur. Güzel oldu. Haydi bakalım ne diyecek. Sesli mi cevap verecek? Yazıyla mı?
Why don't you, Alperen, why don't you just copy paste what I wrote? Doesn't he see my chat? That was not the
No,
question.
that wasn't the
That's not the
question.
question,
No.
Alperen. Just copy paste my question from the chat. That's an oversimplified version of my question. Yeah, but Sarah, you are the problem. That's what we mean. Does AI cause laziness? Just say, does AI cause laziness?
Yeah, laziness. No, lazy. There is no why.
No why. Laziness. Okay.
As if she's singing.
No, I can't hear anything from Sarah.
Ultimately, it all depends on the individual and how they choose to implement these technologies in their life.
Kıvırıyor. Kıvırıyorsun Sarah.
Kıvırıyor. Bullshitting.
Topu taca atıyor.
Are you bullshitting?
Abi please de ben öyle konuşmam. Don't be politically correct. Okay.
Understood. I apologize if my previous response seemed evasive. To answer your question more directly, AI technology in itself doesn't necessarily cause laziness.
Even worse.
Individuals choose to use the technology that determines whether it contributes to a feeling of laziness or not.
Yani.
Now, okay, Sarah, we are fine. We got. But I think the question is, do humans have agency to choose? Because we are inclined to be lazy, right?
Yes, I think we are. Our natural state is one of laziness. This is why we have schools. We are trying to brainwash kids.
Exactly.
That work is actually good.
Exactly.
So
So
this is supposed to be a course on ChatGPT.
Let's keep the schools open and brainwash more.
Because once we start getting lazy, there's no end to that, and that's the demise of the human race.
Yes, agree. I think.
So I think the people are talking about the threats of AI,
Mhm.
machines taking over. It's much simpler than that. You will
Yes.
become stupider
Yes. Yes.
if you overuse AI.
Yes. Yes.
Machines don't have to take over.
Yes.
You will just become a sheep to be herded by other people.
Yes. Because some people will not be that
Some
lazy.
people will not use AI,
Yes,
and those
yes.
who don't use AI will
Yes.
remain sharp,
Yes.
and those who don't use AI will get to herd
Yes.
the ones who are using
Yes.
AI.
So I think also.
So I'm creating a science fiction movie here.
It will also create some polarization in the society. Like very few people will benefit much more than the masses.
Uh-huh.
I think that's another problem.
And some large masses will become less human. Çok sağ ol Erdemciğim, iyi yolculuklar. Masses will become less human and more sheep-like.
Yes.
And they will become much easier to rule.
So
Because they're not questioning.
exactly.
I mean, when you're not,
Exactly.
brainstorming is not just one activity. It comes with creativity. It comes with critical thinking. It comes with asking good questions. If you outsource all of these intellectual activities to ChatGPT, you have less of what makes you human.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's scary thought, man.
So I think we can finish on this note.
All right.
I hope the audience got the message.
Okay, well,
Don't be one of those sheep in the masses.
okay, that's good. That's good advice. Okay, guys, so we're going to give an iftar break at 7:20 till 8 p.m. How's that? And we'll get back at 8 p.m. For a couple of presentations, which will take only about half an hour. Okay? So come back at 8 p.m. for 2 questions. Usalcığım, thank you for your thought-provoking tidbits. See you guys at 8. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Gen 301 at MEF University. We had a somewhat problematic demo of sere earlier today. And then we had an interesting conversation with Usal, who probed or who made us think about the potential use of AI and potential damage AI might cause in making us basically stupider. Gizem has an interesting suggestion. She was asking, maybe we can ask the question again by asking her to focus on articles that researches the connection between AI and laziness. Gizemcim, that's a good point. It's a good suggestion. However, I suspect this is such a hot topic now. It was basically triggered by ChatGPT. I mean, until ChatGPT was released, AI was not really in wide use in the world by population at large. It was just used by professionals. So I think we're going to see more and more articles on the connection between AI and laziness in the future. But ChatGPT was cut off the internet as of the end of 2021. And I don't know how many articles there were written by December 2021. Jere is actually connected to the internet, so it can find, I don't know how good a search engine it is, it can probably find more articles than ChatGPT can. But that's a good suggestion in general. By the way, I tweeted today an alternate AI that can be used for academic research. ChatGPT is terrible for academic research because it simply makes things up. Uyduruyor abi. Bildiğin uyduruyor yani. Tam böyle bir Türk vatandaşı gibi bilgisi olmadan fikri var ChatGPT'nin her konuda. So I don't remember the name of the product, but if you look at my tweets from today, you will see the product that is more suitable for academic research, because you do need references for academic research. You can't just say, I think. It's a tweet by Mushtaq Bilal, doctor. Don't use ChatGPT for academic research. Instead use Consensus. Consensus yazılıyor, Consensus. An AI-powered search engine designed for academics. Ask it a question and it'll give you a summary of top 5 to 10 real published papers. Go to consensus.app and simply type in your question. Let me see. Yeah, it is consensus.app, consensus.app. And simply type in your question. So let's try. Share screen. Consensus.app. İnşallah açıktır Türkiye'ye. Alright, so I'm going to share screen now. I hope you're following my tweets. Hey? Consensus.app, okay? What does the research say about connection between AI and laziness? Let's do some search on this. Crunch, crunch, crunch, crunch, crunch, crunch, crunch, crunch, crunch. Whoa! Published in Human Arenas, Thomas Matheson et al., 2018. The concept of laziness can easily function as a reductionist explanation why others are not acting as expected, with the purpose of making the act of not acting as expected more comprehensible. This is gibberish to me, okay? It's, that's all I want to say about it. I argue that to understand laziness is a political stance and suggest that lazy practices can become useful for post-qualitative inquiry that seeks to disrupt normative explanations of the word. Again, word salad, okay? This is all postmodern gibberish literature, okay? Perceived usefulness of AI is found to have a mediation effect, suggesting functional AI compared to social AI leads to stronger perceived usefulness, which consequently fosters more positive blah blah blah. I can't see anything that's potentially useful here. All right, so it does give you references, but not necessarily to valuable articles that contain results of research on on the interaction of laziness and artificial intelligence. Let me be more direct. Does AI make humans more lazy? Whoops. Yeah, I need to sign in. Continue with Google. All right. I need to, does AI make humans more lazy? I wonder what happens when I click on one of these. All right, so as you see, in a series of recent theoretical works, it has been shown that strongly over-parameterized neural networks trained with gradient-based methods could converge linearly to zero training loss. Let me tell you, I understand a little bit more than half of this, and I don't expect you to understand this. This is academic language. This is because it's an academic paper, okay? So yes, consensus.app gives you references for academic research, but those references may not be comprehensible to the average undergraduate student, okay? This is more for master's or graduate students or PhD students. Of course, Özgürcüm, anytime. All right, so now we're going to hear presentations by students, couple maybe. Apparently, some of the groups came and obtained help from our assistants, and I will only allow those who actually had contact with the assistants to present. If you don't contact the assistants first, you can't present here, okay? So I know that Tuğçe Akay, Ata Gökmir Çetiner, and Mustafa Emre Polat, this is a group that has received some help from Şevval. Are you guys ready to present, Tuğçe, Ata, and Mustafa? I don't hear you. Is this Tuğçe? Oh, wait. It's my fault that I don't hear you. Wait. Okay, now talk.
Okay, wait.
Now I wait.
Our project is an Instagram story creator. When we consider the most used things today, we realize that social media occupies a great place. The desire of everyone to share all their feelings and moments brought such an idea to our minds. We used Coda AI in our project. We offer an image and a few song suggestions based on our input. Afterwards, you can share it as an Instagram story. We plan to use DALL-E 2 for visualization and Spotify for music integration. Our target audience is everyone who uses social media. However, we think that it will be more useful for this purpose, as we have specially planned this project as an artificial influencer. We worked on a
but we think it can be improved further. Here are some examples of the projects we've tried and just worked on. You can see that when you give input, it makes relevant visualizations and song suggestions. Don't just think of it's an Instagram story creator. It can be developed for a different project later on. Thank you for listening.
Fine, duration-wise. I have questions. Your output is an Instagram story, is that correct? And music suggestions, is that correct?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, what is your input again?
We are going to give our age, our emotions, and why we are in this emotion. In the first row, you can see I gave the name Kemal and the emotion happy, and we gave the because he won the elections. We gave name and the gender. He's generating, the AI generating a photo for us, and suggestions, some suggestions about the music in the background in the story.
So the photo comes from DALL-E and the music suggestions come from Spotify.
Yeah. We have a prompt to take prompt for DALL-E. We are using AI to write a prompt for DALL-E, and after that, DALL-E creates an image for us.
Could we see the prompt that is generated when you say, happy, I won elections, 72 and man?
Yeah. In a minute, if you wait.
Does it also generate, I mean, I'm not familiar with Instagram stories, but is there actually a story to go with this, or just a picture and songs?
We haven't integrated to Spotify yet, but after the integration, it will create all the story for us.
But Spotify is a music interface, isn't it?
Yeah. In Instagram, you can.
Then we try to connect with the Instagram, and maybe we could make a story about story like that.
Which application is going to write the story? The story is a text, right?
No.
It's not text?
Daily post, like daily post.
It's what?
Do you know
Snapchat. Ah,
like Snapchat?
okay.
Okay.
Well, what I want to see is in your presentations. Okay, this is good, by the way. This project is a go. You can go ahead and do this. But what I want to see is very simple. Input, app, output. I want to see that on one visual. You gave me the input and the output. Not clear what comes from Instagram, what comes from Spotify. So a little bit more detail, but you're almost there. Yes, Eray.
Basement, if you want.
What's that?
We can show our codes if
Oh,
you want.
please. Böyle iletişim olmaz ama ben böyle yapamıyorum abi bu şeyi Ünal. Ben nasıl konuşacağım çocuklarla? Aç kapa, aç kapa, aç kapa. Bunu çıkarsam ben olur mu? Ben buradan konuşsam. Tamam, öyle yapalım. Bunu kapatsan. Okay, now I'm not going to get echoed. So let's see your code. What am I looking at? This is your app, right?
We are in and these are our prompts. This is for Spotify. It creates own prompt for him, and this is for AI. We are giving this prompt to AI to create the perfect Dolly prompt to us, and this is what AI creates me to for Dolly to create a vision.
Column 7 is a Dolly input?
Yeah, it's a Dolly input. It's written by AI, OpenAI.
So you just give the words and OpenAI creates column 7 for you?
Yeah, it's my prompt. I wrote this prompt for AI to give me a perfect prompt for Dolly, and this is what it created. After that, Dolly takes this prompt and creates this picture. And
column 7 is the output of OpenAI?
Yeah, column 8 is OpenAI output.
What about column 7?
Column 7 is my prompt to create the perfect prompt for Dolly.
So you type
give me a prompt that will create the perfect photograph in Dolly, and it's create this prompt for Dolly, the column 8. Column 7 is my prompt. Column 8 is AI's prompt.
Okay, column 7 is an input then, it's not an output.
Yeah, column 8 is an input.
No, column 7 is an input. Column 8 is an output.
Sorry. Yeah. I can show it if you want.
Tamam, o 7 numara formülmüş ya.
Evet.
Abi tamam işte bak ona input diyorsun sen ama o input değil. O aslında bir formül. Senin ilk baştakiler input. Bak. Go to the first. Yeah, these are inputs. Okay.
Yeah, these are inputs. It creates a prompt for AI automatically in the formula.
Okay. And then you feed that into.
And when I press click, it sends it to AI, and AI generates us column 8.
Okay, that's great. So what do you want to do in the rest of the term?
We will try to integrate the Spotify and Instagram to make it more fluently. Maybe we can create some videos with this, not just photos. Maybe we can develop it for a YouTube video.
Okay, so the end product will be me just typing in a few words, and I get an Instagram story with a list of suggested songs, maybe one of the songs playing in the background, maybe some video showing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. This would be a suitable project. Thank you. And continue working with our assistants. Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Geçen hafta eleştirdiğim gruplardan birisi miydi bu? Aferin.
Evet.
Aferin, çalışmışlar. Okay, excellent. Good job. Well done, guys. So next up we have Burak Can Bayer, Buse Gürsoy, Ali Raif Akbulut, Gizem Kapıyoldaş. Gizem girmiş işte bir gruba. Beyza Begüm Aydın. Burada grupta olmayan diye isim var. Ha, odaya girmemişti. Ha, tamam. Gizem, geçen hafta odalara girmedin. Neredeydin?
Buradaydım ama çok hastayım 2 hafta.
Ya ablam, o zaman hastayım diyeceksin. Gelmeyeceksin derse. Bu kadar basit.
Ya yine de girmek istedim çünkü sunum yapacaktık hocam.
Sesin hala kötü. İyi misin?
Evet, kötüyüm. Evet, buradan hastaneye gideceğim. Sağ olun.
Kızım sen git hemen hastaneye. Hadi bırak dersi.
Tamam. Bir arkadaşlarımın sunumunu göreyim, gidelim hocam.
Tamam, tamam peki. Okay, guys, now I'm listening to you. I'm ready to listen to you now.
Okay, hello. So we are going to create a community called Challenge But Better Bite. So we're going to create trendy recipes that will go viral on the internet. So who is our audience? So our audience will be foodies, social media influencers, or health conscious individuals, namely everyone who uses internet and social media. So what do we want to accomplish? We want to create viral food recipes that will engage and inspire our audience. These recipes will be posted every day at the same time. We want to build a community of food lovers who share and participate in our challenge. And by doing so, we want to increase brand awareness and drive traffic to our website and social media channels. And for long-term goals, we want to monetize our project through sponsorships and partnerships with relevant brands and companies in the food industry. And we want to establish ourselves as a trusted source of innovative and trendy food content. So how are we going to do it? We're going to use ChatGPT to create recipes, design prompts, and promotion strategies and emails for content creators and companies. And we're going to use Midjourney to create the AI-generated images of the recipes. And we're also gonna use a social management tool later to prompt recipes on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook with the help of auto-publishing to gain some time. So here is the prompt we use. So we're actually going to develop that, but we also want to add brands to our recipes. So we get the prompt, create a basic and crazy recipe that uses Pringles and might go viral. And we also, it just gave us this recipe, and then we created those images on Midjourney, and we also used the KitKat brand to create KitKat quesadillas, which gave this. So while posting those recipes on the Instagram and the other social media accounts, this is actually a prompt that you can see that we create on later to auto-publish our post. And while posting those recipes on Instagram and the other social media accounts, we're also going to create a website that includes detailed recipes for these, and we also gonna create a collection for these topics to increase the engagement. So that's it. We basically want to create a challenge and the brands for our project.
Okay, so Buse,
yeah.
Let me just understand this. This is a business.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to push one recipe every day through social media as well as your website. And then you want to build followers based on this. And then possibly you want to publish books.
Yeah.
And the recipes will be generated by OpenAI.
Yes.
And how do we know those recipes will actually be tasty? Are you going to test the recipe before posting it?
Hocam, we're actually going to make our followers, and first we're going to promote the videos by doing these recipes, and then we are going to make our followers to create like cook those recipes and try them out.
So you're going to try out the recipe, and if necessary, you're going to fine-tune it?
Yeah.
This is going to be expensive and time-consuming, huh?
But we are going to, it's going to be basic recipes that can be affordable and can be done in like 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay, this is a legitimate project. Thank you.
Yeah,
you can definitely do this. but you need to use a, you have typos in the presentation, okay? You misspelled challenge in the first page. Normally that's when I stop listening to a presentation, but I gave you a break. The challenge is misspelled. You need to use spell checker, okay?
Okay, sorry.
The idea is interesting, and who knows? I mean, there are some people who are crazy about crazy recipes. Yeah. The name of the company is can be improved.
Yes.
Crazy recipes is even perhaps a better name. But yes, please continue working on this, and your end product is definitely going to be adequate for a project in this course. Maybe you'll even have a company at the end. Who knows?
Who knows? Thank you. Thank you for listening.
So this is good. Guys, so in case you're wondering, okay, so these are two good presentations in a row. I mean, presentations maybe were not perfect. By the way, Buse, you were reading verbatim from your slides. That's not good practice. So the slide should contain perhaps just an image, and then you should talk to it. If you just read what the slide says, obviously not a YetGen student, okay? Then it's not a good presentation style, okay? Just keep that in mind. You have nice pictures, some unnecessary animation. You have nice images. The text could be just, instead of full sentences, you just use a few keywords, and you just read the text from a Word document or from a piece of paper that you're holding in your hand. So the message I get, the visual message and the audio message are not identical. You see what I'm saying? In YetGen, we teach all of this, guys. I don't understand why you don't take YetGen, okay? So one more reminder to all the students, do not graduate before you complete YetGen. You will not be making such elementary presentation mistakes if you did take YetGen, okay? So thank you. Gizemciğim, hadi sana iyi geçmiş olsun. İyi yolculuklar hastaneye. Okay, Buse, thank you. So in case, guys, you're wondering why we had two good ideas, perhaps imperfect presentations, but two good ideas in a row, is because both of these groups worked with Adil, Şevval, or Enes, okay? I will not let you present here until you had a chance to work with at least one of our assistants, okay? We have one more group that has actually worked with the assistants. Gizem Demir, Ecem Yurtçu, İdil Kirman, and Erdem Ufak. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Hadi bakalım.
Can you see the presentation?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. We are creating a policy analysis tool with ChatGPT. In this project, our aim is to predict the possible reactions of society and political parties if a policy is implemented in the country. In here, we wrote some steps that we used when we were creating our prompts. Firstly, we wanted to create an imaginary country named Eclipsia. We add 5 fictional political parties in this country. We imagined this country as a simulation of Turkey and choose the parties parallel to Turkey. We entered some current information about these parties and the current information about the political situation of the country. We asked some questions about Turkish politics because we create our country based on Turkey.
And here we ask a question about 10 common ideologies in Turkey, and it explains it. And then we ask about the percentage of votes from last election in Turkey. Here are the percentage of these elections. Then we create our prompt by using various information, as you can see. In this prompt, we mentioned that the country's name, population, the names of political parties, the last election rates of these parties, the inflation rate, and some other information about the economic and social situation of the country. And lastly, we said that to ChatGPT, I want you to act like a policymaker assistant in Eclipsia and make realistic prediction about the policies to be implemented in the country.
We entered this prompt to ChatGPT and didn't give any kind of error. After that, we asked the question to ChatGPT if the X party, which is in government, abandons the country co-education policy and replace it with a policy advocating separate education for boys and girls? What reaction will the other parties give, and how will the votes of the public change? If replied this question correctly, there was non-logical information and give all parties point of view one by one.
And after that, we wanted to ChatGPT give some numerical data about the effects of the gender-based education system, but unfortunately, it refused to answer this question by giving numerical data. Therefore, we can count this situation as an error. Instead of giving numerical data, it gives some information like decrease and increase. We will implement ChatGPT into Coda by using different scenarios and variables. Our aim will make it easy to use by Coda. Instead of giving this prompt to everyone, we will directly share the Coda at the end of the project. Thanks for listening us.
Good, thank you. My first reaction is that this project can proceed. It's an ambitious project, and I don't think you'll get much out of it, but it's going to give you a great experience, okay? But you really need to use the spell checker for your presentations, okay? You misspelled prompt. There are two P's in prompt. It's not prompt, it's prompt. And analysis is analysis, not analyzes. In the first slide, when you're presenting, political analysis, no, political analysis, okay? If I didn't see the correct word on the screen, I wouldn't be able to tell what you're saying. So basically, you are trying to train ChatGPT, simulate. You're trying to train it with the conditions, existing conditions in a fictitious country, and then you are trying to simulate what might happen to voter preferences if certain policies are implemented. Is that correct?
Yes.
A very ambitious, okay. I encourage you to continue working on this, but I have suspicions that you're going to get much out of this. Even then, it will allow you to see the limitations of ChatGPT. So I approve this project also. You can proceed with this. Keep in mind that ChatGPT will always give you round answers. Topu taca atacak arkadaşlar. Bilmiyorum da işte bunu tahmin etmesi çok zor. Kıvırtacak yani böyle. But it's fine. It's fine to see that. But it does give you some predictions as to whether votes are likely to go up or down. So it can be potentially useful. What you are creating is a voter preference simulator, okay? You are testing different policy alternatives on ChatGPT. So I think it's a fruitful area of research. I'm curious to see your results, but don't keep your hopes up too high. My hopes are not very high. Even then, I encourage you to continue with this project. So thank you.
Thank you, Hocam.
Thank you, Hocam.
So there's one more group, and Eray Erol, they worked with, they say Enes, doğru mu Enes? Eray Erol. Ha? İlk hafta çalıştınız, bu hafta çalışmadınız. Okay, so I'll let you present as well. That would be the final presentation for the day.
Thank you, teacher, for the presentation.
Oğlum teacher demeyin lan. Ben
hocam sorry.
Öğretmenim. Erhan abi de daha iyi.
You're right.
Oh, thank you. Don't say I'm right. All right, so go ahead. Wait.
Our project focus on posting using AI technologies. For example, it's a fully built up with AI. You can see there is a mantis and there is information about mantis. And it's another example of our project. Actually, my slide will be really short, and I will show another thing. And we will we will focus on Instagram actually, and our project can build up in Twitter, any other social medias, but we will on Instagram to make the project more specific and to make project more effective. And the thing that we use, make, it's an integromat. With make, we can automate the posting. If you want, I can show easily. To make. Can you hear me, Hoca?
I can hear you, and I'm trying to figure out where you are going.
I will show. It's a make. We will, and end of the project, it will be endless loop. For example, I will give a input in here, give me animal name. It will give me animal name, and I set up a variable. After that, it give me a image with using OpenAI and information, knowledge about animal name.
Okay.
I will run once. I hope it works. Sometimes it doesn't work. And I can choose this. Sorry. It says lion.
Okay.
I will check. It's give me a lion picture, and there will be 3 information about lion. We will use that content to post Instagram post.
Okay, and then what?
It will be endless post, and people can follow the account, Instagram account.
Okay, that's it?
That's it. Actually, we will think in the next versions, website, but today's, that's it, actually.
Okay, okay. So I'm trying to now understand what you're doing, okay? All right, the first sentence you should have said, should have been, I am going to create an automatic Instagram posting system, right? That's what you're doing.
Yes.
It took me 45 seconds to understand this, my friend. Show me your slides again. Everybody listen. Eray, come to Yetken ya. Deli ediyorsunuz lan beni. First slide. Okay. Welcome to artificial intelligence from reality. Okay. Future of content creation, social media account with automatic posting and using AI. Okay. Automatic posting via AI. Fine. This is good. Second one. Terrible slide, okay? I don't know which side to read. I'm reading left side, and then you're reading the right side to me, so I'm totally confused, okay? Why don't you animate this so I only get to see the left side? And is there a specific reason why the question mark is reversed?
No. There is no.
Abi o zaman benim kafamı niye karıştırıyorsun? Allah'ını seversen. Herif şimdi bunu niye böyle yaptı diyorum ben, tamam mı? Ya burada bir anlam var ama ben çıkaramadım. Ben moron muyum neyim falan diyorum. Ya şunu doğru dürüst yap. What if there was a social media account where all the posts were produced by artificial intelligence? That's a good question, okay? Ask that first. All right. So the right-hand side, there's nothing on the right-hand side. You ask this question. Then you say, for example, boom, animation. The right-hand side comes in, okay? Did you know that the mantis shrimp can see colors we can't even imagine? No question mark after the did you know. They have 16 photoreceptor types while humans have only 3. Explore the unseen world of the mantis shrimp in this infographic. Great, okay. Next slide. Again, I'm reading the right-hand side while you're reading the left-hand side. And the right-hand side, the text in the little picture, there's not enough contrast. I can't read that well, okay? Yes, yet it is a very interesting story. You're talking about the cave by Plato, okay? But you're missing all that because you're giving me two pieces of information simultaneously. Third slide. You can't misspell account. Account is spelled with two C's, okay?
Yes.
Run a spell check, Abi. It's not that difficult. And don't use full sentences. We will focus on an Instagram account on this project. Just say Instagram, enough, Instagram. In fact, the logo is enough. You don't even have to say Instagram. One post per day. Each day, a specific topic. Now, what does it mean for posts to be in an infinite loop?
It will be infinite loop. I show it in the make. When we started the project, it will be endless.
Okay, so even after you die, this Instagram account will continue posting. Is that what you mean?
Yes, if make still working.
Just say infinite loop. Okay. Next slide. I like this one a lot because you are showing me a flow chart, okay? Now, repeat after me. Variable.
Variable.
Not variable. Only Turks say variable. And Ottu is responsible for this, Metu. It's variable, not variable. Variable, say it again.
Variable.
Variable, not variable. Variable. Abi iyi diyeceğim, variable.
Variable. Thank you hocam. Thank you.
Bravo. Abi proje çok iyi. Projeyi çok beğendim ama sunum ya lütfen yetkene gelin. Paralel değil ya şu yetken. Abi bu sunumlar var ya yerlerde sürünüyorsunuz ya. Üniversiteyi böyle bitirmeyin Allah'ınızı severseniz. Yapmayın bunu kendinize ya. Babalar gibi içerik geliştirmişsiniz, satmayı beceremiyorsunuz. You develop great content but you can't sell it. You're being unfair to yourselves. Your presentation skills are terrible. It's in your hands to improve them. It's very easy. Just watch the sunum teknikleri video of Yetken. Ha? Gelmiyorsanız bile bari şu videoyu izleyin ya. Şevval atsana şu videoları Allah'ını seversen ya. Bir daha böyle sunum görmeyelim ya. Arkadaşlar bakın. Asistanların Let me switch back to English. Diana is still with us. The reason I'm telling you I don't want to listen to presentations before my assistants get to see it is twofold. One, I want to make sure that the project is worthy to be a project in this course. Two, the presentation is acceptable, okay? This is why I want you to show the presentation to our assistants. Now, this one, NS warned me. He said, you discussed the idea with him and he approved the idea, but you didn't show him the presentation. And actually, NS would have been able to tell you what's wrong with your presentation if you had shown him the presentation. Dolayısıyla arkadaşlar, for next week, all the groups that did not present today are going to have to present next week. You must present to at least one, preferably two of our three assistants between now and next week's class, which will make your performance go up by at least a couple of notches. Anlaştık mı gençler? Ben beğendim bugünkü fikirleri. Fikirler güzel. Ama sunumlar arkadaşlar ya olmaz böyle ya. Üniversite mezunu olacaksınız ya ayıp. Bir de yani you really have to practice English. You should try to speak English as much as possible. Like I'm going to go home now and I'm going to watch Night Agent in English without subtitles. I do that every night. Every night I watch at least a couple of hours of only English. That's the only way I can keep up my English. Now you'd imagine that I couldn't possibly forget my English. I certainly can. It's called use it or lose it, okay? If you don't use your English, you're going to start losing it. So you have to use it on a regular basis. You have to watch movies without subtitles. You have to try to speak every day for 10, 15 minutes. And speak to your friends in English. Practice speaking more. Now, you've seen the importance of English in the presentations today, even in the first part. You don't want to sound like that when you go out into the real world. So, I mean, yeah, you could be getting an education in engineering or business or law or what have you, but if you don't have a good command of English, you are basically trying to run on one foot. Tamam mı Asya'cığım? Yes chef. Reis diyeceksiniz bana bundan sonra. Ne? O adam uzun değil ki ya. Bir şey yani. First name, evet, yok. Yes, sir, Erdem, sir. Okay, guys. So we're in good shape. I'm much happier today than I was last week because the missing parts, the parts that I'm not happy about, can be very easily fixed. Okay, if you just watch my presentation skills video, you'll improve your presentations in one day. Okay, it's that easy. And I'm really getting tired of giving you presentation skills advice in a ChatGPT course. So hopefully next week our content will remain good like today's, but our presentation skills will go up. Okay. All right. So I'm 188 by the way. Yetken'de hep oluyor arkadaşlar zirvede. Hocam amma da uzunmuşsunuz. Oğlum ne yapayım, Allah böyle yaratmış. 1.88 boyum var yani. Ona göre gelin yanıma. Okay, so guys, it's 8:50 now. I wish you guys a good night and have fun working with Adil, Şevval, and Enes. Enes miydi? Enes. Okay.
Hoşçakalın hocam.
Ciao tata. Ali Rauf, Erhan abi. Dede deme dedik değil mi? Tamam, amca baba.
Hocam Yetken selam veriyorum.
Eyvallah abicim, sağ ol. Hadi görüşmek üzere.